very interesting. If we all want a better, sustainable future, we first have to imagine it. If we can't imagine it, we can't construct it, we can't realize it. I think that is what drives me and the team that you see here, based in Rotterdam, designers, architects, scientists, project managers, to create these kind of new worlds. And how do we work? It's very simple. We put some smart people in a room, a big idea, pizza hotline on the door, nobody leaves the room until we have a solution. And that sort of works, yeah. So we prototype, we engineer, we fail, we learn. And I love science. Being the son of a math teacher, I think technology and science is such a great tool to make ideas in your brain come true. At the same time, I have to tell as well, it's not always easy. And you know that, yes? There's 80% bullshit, yes, to get 20, I can say bullshit in Switzerland? Yeah, okay. There's 80% bullshit to get 20% beauty, and that's a good day. You have to struggle. It's a fight. You have to learn. You have to fail. But what I noticed in the years that I've been pushing this project is that for me, the most annoying is that a lot of people say they want innovation. Yes, they want something new, the adventurous. Yet the moment you present that radical new idea to them, there's this weird tendency to reply every new idea starting with 2 words, which is? Sorry? Yes, but. Very good. Oh, you know that way too well. Yes. Yes, but. It's too expensive, it's too cheap, it's too fast, it's too slow, it cannot be done, it already exists. I became really annoyed by that. So we designed yes, but chair. Existing chair. We upgraded a little bit. But it listens to you, it has a voice recognition. And so the moment you sit on that chair and you say those 2 horrible, creative, destructive little words, you get a short but pretty intense little shock on the backside of your bottom. And it goes something like this.
Yes, but.
Oh, she's not supposed to laugh, but okay. So let's decide on tonight. Of course, we should be critical. Of course, we should have a debate. But let's move from yes, but to the what now. I think that's really interesting. So we like books. We like publishing. This is a recent monograph which shares our ideas and shares our vision. But I think what really drives me and what I really think our future value should be when you design a city, when you run a country, when you make a car or anything you create or design is this: clean water, clean air, clean energy, and clean space. These are the 4 themes I would like to address tonight. So let's talk with water. So I, as you know, am from the Netherlands. And the Dutch are very, very weird, because most of the country is below sea level. My Chinese friends, when they visit me, they are like, "Are you crazy? That's super dangerous. It's costing so much money, time, energy, and love. Just move to Germany, move to Switzerland, move to higher ground. Who lives below sea level?" Well, we do, more than 1,000 years. And so we use technology, we use design, we use these dikes, these dams, this very sophisticated system to create our own home. Left is the sea, right Amsterdam and Rotterdam. But sometimes, even the Dutch, they forget. So the Water Council, who manages all this sophisticated system, commissioned us to create waterlicht, what you see here. A combination of LEDs and lenses which shows how high sea level rise would be because of climate change, how high the water level would be if we don't care and think somebody else will fix it. And we started to flood public spaces all around the world.
Best wel spooky. Spacey. Ja.
Wat ik het gevoel dat ik erbij krijg is een beetje onder waters. Dat je onder een laag zit.
Ja, best wel mooi, vind ik.
With the waves above us. And it's magnificent.
Ik weet natuurlijk dat we beneden zeeniveau zitten, maar ja, zoals je het zegt, zou dat
niet zo fijn zijn als ik dit opeens over me heen ga voelen, nee.
As a virtual flood, we started to create these experiences, and 60,000 people on one night in Amsterdam. Very interesting. How can art be an activator? And how can we create collective experience where we're not scared of the future, but curious? I think that's one of the biggest themes for today. Clean air, working and living in China. The city has become a machine that is killing me. It's not just Beijing. Any kind of town, if you live next to a highway, 15 to 17 cigarettes per day that you passively inhale without the pleasure of the nicotine, you know, like that. Yeah, when did we say yes to that? So unfortunately, I am not a minister. I cannot say 20 billion euro in green energy today. Yeah, I can say it, but nobody will listen. So I thought, what can I do as a maker, as a creator? We decided to build the largest smog vacuum cleaner in the world, which sucks up, no, don't laugh, yeah, which sucks up polluted air, cleans it, and releases it. This is how it starts. I was an amateur. Again, put some smart people in a room, pizza hotline on the door. 1 year later, we built the first one. So it sucks up 30,000 cubic meter per hour, capturing the PM2.5, PM10, the nanoparticles, running on solar panel, and then releasing the clean air. So we have parks which are 20 to 70% more clean than the rest of the city. If the city has become a machine that is killing us, let's build machines that can heal us, that can help us. China started to call, how much, how much? Yeah. That was really cool. And that's the one sentence you want to learn in Mandarin. But so we became part of their war on smog. Long-term investment, clean energy, electrical cars, more bicycles, but also today. Do things today and creating these clean air parks through China. We learn, this is in Poland, Krakow, one of the most polluted cities in Europe. And I arrived at the day of the opening, and the project manager that you see on the left picked me up, and everything was ready, big opening in 3-4 hours. The scientific measurements were done, big press release, opening, beautiful snowy day. And I arrived at the site, at the tower, and I see tens of these little dogs hanging out around the tower. And they look really happy. So I asked my project manager, what are these dogs doing here? It sort of looked like a secret Davos meeting I wasn't invited for, you know, like a weird David Lynch movie I walked into. So I'm like, what are these dogs doing here? And he's like, I don't know, you know, I've been focusing on other things. I'm like, okay, we have 2 hours. Let's find out. And of course, after a while, we realized dogs have a very high sense of smell. They can smell 200 times better than us human beings. So they were suffering from the smog way more than us. And so they could smell the clean air from the clean air park from far, far away. And they would start to abandon their owner and hang out around the tower. And they look really happy. See, this one is really happy. This one tries to be happy, but it's too small. Yeah. So if animals can sense what is good for us, why can humans not? Also, we learn this is the Beijing smog. This is the particles that we were capturing from the urban skies. Do not put this in your coffee. This kiss of death. And I believe at the same time, waste should not exist in the future world. Waste for the one is food for the other. Think like a circle, like nature. It shouldn't be that complicated. 42% is carbon, 48. And we all know that carbon under high pressure, you get... Guys, come on. This is Nobel Prize. Yeah, diamonds, yes. That's interesting. So inspired by that, we started to compress it for 30 minutes and started to make smog-free rings. Yes, we did. So by sharing a ring, I have one here. Oh yeah, here. So by sharing a ring, you donate 1,000 cubic meter of clean air to the city where the tower is in. So I have Beijing smog, I have Rotterdam smog, I have Krakow smog, I have Poland smog. And it's really cool, yeah, here, you can show it around. You can show it around. And what was even more interesting, we put this online, Kickstarter campaign. Money that we made with the jury helped us to build more towers. So the waste wasn't the waste, it was the activator, it was the enabler. But besides, and a lot of people in the government know that, it's not about money. Money is in a weird way everywhere. It's about community. Wedding couples started to send us these photos. This is New York Times validated, not actor. purchasing it to get married. You know, that's like the one ring you don't want to lose. Where he proposes to her with the smoke-free ring as a sign of beauty, as a sign of hope. And so we called them, and she said yes to him, not to me. I don't know who that girl is on the top. Yeah, I still sometimes check on them. They're still doing good, you know. They're still married. And I think that's really beautiful. How can we create things that people feel part of the solution, not just part of the problem? Clean energy. 5 years ago, we were commissioned by Dutch Ministry of Infrastructure to renovate, to be part of the renovation of this beautiful dike. This is our Eiffel Tower. Eh? This is our Chinese wall. This is, what's holy in Switzerland? Okay, Matterhorn, yeah, or chocolate, or banks, you know, this is our icon. So normally you're not allowed to touch. Well, we were allowed to touch because of rising sea level. 832 million euro was invested in renovation. Can you make something to make this place feel alive? So we looked at what is already there. Don't add stuff, but highlight what is there. 60 floodgates, beautifully, but in need of renovation. And at the same time, we wanted to do something with light and energy and poetry and technology, but we're not going to do LED. That's going to break down. It's not sustainable. But hold on. Of course, there's already light present on this highway, which is the light of the sun, yeah, and the cars. That's interesting. What if we would use that? So inspired by the wing of a butterfly, some speakers spoke about it earlier. Reflection, this is a structural color, not a toxic pigment. We dragged our Minister of Infrastructure into the story and presented her the design, mimicking headlights of the car. 3 years later, 324 people, daytime, nighttime. So you can go there every night with your electric car, an energy-neutral landscape of light. Why do we have streetlights burning the whole night when nobody's there? And how can we use what is there? And I believe that sort of pragmatism pushed to such an extreme becomes pure poetry. It's really interesting. We got the hang of it, you know, started to do this whole infrastructure project with the industry, the municipalities, the people who build them, to develop them. This is our famous Van Gogh bicycle path, which charges at daytime and glows at night, based on these glow-in-the-dark little stars that you had on the ceiling, yes, as boy or girl. So this is in an area where Van Gogh literally lived and worked to celebrate his 125th anniversary, to make a statement about a landscape which is safe and energy neutral. Highways. We were listening to a lot of Daft Punk when we were designing this. Yeah. And last one, what are we looking at? Ooh, I'm curious if you know this. Yeah. Space, yeah, okay, yeah. Sorry? Yeah, satellites, yeah, you're getting there, yeah. Space rubbish, yes, very good. This is 8.1 million kilo of space junk, which is surrounding the planet Earth. Starting in 1957, Apollo, Sputnik, pieces of satellites and missiles started to collide, creating this layer of junk around our Earth. So, ladies and gentlemen, somehow we're not satisfied ruining our planet Earth. We sort of keep on going outside the Earth atmosphere. And why should we care? Well, if a tiny, tiny particle hits an existing satellite, it's a threat to our communication. 5G, no more Wi-Fi, no more internet banking, no more WORLD.MINDS website, no more Instagram. So we launched Space Waste Lab with ESA, the European Space Agency, to visualize the space junk above your head. This is open source data of the space junk right now above our head. They all have a name, they're being tracked. And everybody, if I can have the lights a bit, everybody sort of agrees that this is the most realistic solution. Last week, EU funding, a Swiss company actually, is launching a mission before 2025. But then there was a problem. We live in a world where to pollute is for free. And even more annoying, once you get the funding, cleaning up is not fun. When you were a boy or girl and your mom says, Daan, clean up your room, you're like, yeah, whatever, Mom. I'll have my popcorn. I'm going to watch television. Cleaning up is not fun. So we introduced the power of design here. I'm not smarter than Asa at all, but I can think in a different way. So when a net hits the Earth atmosphere in a controlled re-entry, what happens then? It burns. So I saw these simulations in the Netherlands. I'm like, so waste is light. Aha, that's my language. So once we can do that, can we create artificial shooting stars as a replacement for fireworks? And it appears, yes, we can. So this is what I'm pushing the coming 5-6 years. Basically, the Netherlands is spending 70 million euro on fireworks every year. People lose their eyes, whole villages are burned to the ground. We find that very normal. So basically what we're saying is we're going to the minister and say, take that money that you're already spending and invest it in this, in the ASA Roosegaarde. You clean up the space and you create a new way of sustainable fireworks. And they haven't said no yet. So that's really cool, yeah. Okay, to conclude. I've showed some project. You may look at me and be inspired. I hope you're inspired. You may look at their prototypes. They're sort of glimpses of a future, but you can also say it sounds like a utopia. A perfect world that we will never ever reach. A rainbow in the sky that we can never ever touch. And I don't believe that's true. I don't believe in utopia. I believe in protopia. Right? Prototype. We don't know how the future will look like. You don't know, I don't know. But we know some things. We have to invest in new ideas to survive. We cannot go back. Prototyping, learning, failing, doing. And I think if we embrace that mentality even more today, there's still a whole new world to be explored. All right, thank you.